Shalom. Kohalo Yahweh Shemel Shabbat Shemakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us His truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity. The hopeful elect tabernacle of David. All right. So the signs are all there. All right. This was a big one. All right. So this was Ray's astrophotography. The date is November 18th. I believe today is the 22nd or the 21st, one of the two. This happened on the 19th. They probably started it on the 18th and then went into the 19th. So this is live footage of the blood moon, all right, which is a sign, all right. Watch blood moon live stream, November 19th, 2021, lunar eclipse. And this is it, all right. And the scriptures speak of this on more than one occasion. Look. That's time lapse there. Okay, and this is a sign in the heavens. So, moon is darkened. Different phases. Actually pretty cool looking. So this is a big sign. And what I think it's a sign of, and I'm speaking as a man, but I believe that this is a sign that Jacob's trouble, we're beyond the beginning of it and we're in it. Okay. And so we're going to see things completely speed up and spiral completely out of control, because when you understand what this means, it means that the great and dreadful day is here. And these devils, they know it. So let's get some precepts to back that up. This is Joel 2, and let's go to the text. 2 and 30. Let's go to 2 and 30. Start at 28. I will pour out my spirit, and it shall come to pass after that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions. And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. Okay? And I will show wonders in the heavens. Okay? We just looked at it. It's right here. That's a wonder in the heaven. All right? And in the earth, blood in the earth, and fire, and pillars of smoke. Okay? Now it's going to get very descriptive. Now, wonders in the heavens. All right? This is a big sign. All right? The sun shall be turned into darkness. That's the eclipse. And the moon into blood. Blood moon. Signifying what? Before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. All right, that's huge. All right. And then it goes into the delivery. Okay. Whenever the great and terrible day, that's the, okay, we have to look for balance. All right. Because the most false balance is an abomination to the Most High. So here's the bad part. The worst time ever. And we'll get to that. The great and terrible day of the Lord. Okay, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. There's the saving. Okay, so you got the bad and you got the good. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be what? Saving, the deliverance. All right. And the Lord hath said, and in her remnant, that's the elect, whom the Lord shall call. All right. So there's the blood moon. That's the sign. Sign of what? The sign just before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. All right. And it's going to end in that nuclear fire. Okay. And before that fire burns this place up, what's going to happen? The delivery. All right. Now let's get some more on that. Let's go to Matthew. Because you can't, you can't stress this enough. You can't explain this enough because people don't get it. They refuse to understand the magnitude, the gravity, okay, of these words, 21, 24, and 21. I always go over this, but the Spirit is on me to do it over and over again, all right? Matthew 24 and 21. For then shall be great tribulation, all right? What's that? Jacob's trouble. Such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be. The gravity of that alone. Okay? Since the world was created, there hasn't been this level of trouble. Okay? Not since the world was created to this time. All right? And even after this is over, right? It ain't never going to be this bad again. The gravity, the weight of that. Okay, and then you have the other side. You have the balance. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be what? Saved. So here's the balance. Here's where you want to be. So the days are just flying by. The weeks are flying by. The months are flying by. Clearly, right? But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So who's going to be saved? The elect. That's the good news. You got the bad news, worst time ever upon the earth, and you get the good news. The elect will be saved. That's the good news. So you got to put on the elect. Colossians 3. Right, let's get another one. All right, this is Daniel. Let's get Jeremiah first. 30. Jeremiah 30 and 7. Alas, for that day is great. What day? The great and terrible day of the Lord. Okay? so that none is like it, saying the same thing. There's never been a time of trouble so great as what we're in now, signified by that blood moon. The day of the Lord is upon us. Okay? And you can see it, okay? You got these make believe trials where they're setting up this race war clearly. All right? Just watch the closing of the modern day lynching, right? Today, and it's absurd. You can't even stomach it, right? They're gonna set this up and let them go and try to get the people in the street. You got these mobs, flash mobs looting, right? Is that how perfect is that? Now that it's okay to go shoot a looter in the street, now you got mobs of whoever, Jakes, going to this is in the Bay Area, in different spots, doing mob looting. How is that coming together like that perfectly? All right, you got people running. It's okay to run down people in the street with your car. All right, there was 2 school shootings, I believe, at the same school last week. All right, you got all sorts of stuff is going down right now. All right, and it's just spiraling out of control. All right, and you can clearly see that it's set up. Right, we'll see what happens before this week is over. So it's getting closer, and we'll get to that. So that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. There it is by name. Okay, but and here's the worst time ever. So that none is like it. And here's the good news. But he shall be saved out of it. Who's he? But for the elect's sake. The elect is why the days are so short. Okay? All right? Let's get the one in Daniel. It's going to say the same thing. What is it, 12? Yeah. Daniel 12 and 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince withstandeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was, since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered. Who's that? The elect. Everyone that shall be found written in the book. Okay? There's the good news. The good news, the bad news. Okay? And that's, that this is, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, because it's got that balance. All right? And we're watching. And here's the message of this lesson. All right? It's going to be so bad out there, but the Most High is just. Okay? And he's a man of his word. Okay? So with that bad is coming that good. All right? That's what we're getting at here. All right? So let's get how do you become the elect? Let me see if I can get this. Spell it wrong. Is that right? Let's see. Okay, so Colossians 3 and 12. Therefore, let's see. Is this what I'm looking for? What is this? Okay, that's Berean. What am I looking for? This is what I'm looking for. 12. Put on therefore as the elect of the Most High. Okay? How do you make your calling and election sure? You act like you are of the elect. How do you do that? Holy, separate yourself, and beloved, bowels of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering, forbearing one another, forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Hamashiach forgave you, so also do ye. And above all these things, put on charity. Okay? Here's what you're supposed to be doing. You gotta make your calling and election sure. All right, this is 2 Peter 1 and 10. Wherefore, the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, do what things? Ye shall never fail. All right? Give diligence. Be diligent at what? At this. Therefore, as the elect, where am I? Again, Berean. Put on, therefore, do what? How do you make your calling and election sure? Put on, therefore, be diligent to do this. Put on the elect of the Most High, holy and beloved, bowels of mercy, kindness, and etc., all the way down to charity. Okay? In peace. That's what we are to be doing right now. Because what does it mean to be delivered? All right, let's get that and we'll close it up. Revelation 11 and 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. All right, this is right just before the end of Jacob's trouble, which will be signified as the lake of fire. All right, so right before the lake of fire means if you make it to right here, when the missiles are in the air, you get beamed up, you have endured until the end. All right, and here's the end. And the same time, Salah, in the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted. Who's the remnant? The elect. And gave glory to the power of heaven. All right, so let's go back to Matthew real quick. Matthew 24 and 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. You're the elect. You made it all the way through the time that I believe that blood moon signified. So it's about to get crazy out here. All right? Here's what you got to do. Here's what you got to do. Don't worry about all of that shit going on out there. You must endure until the end. You got to get through this crazy time. Right? Knowledge and wisdom is going to get you through it. All right, so with that, we hope that the elect were edified. With that, we're going to say shalom.